equity. In 2022, I made a video discussing my money waste, just going over purchases that perhaps weren't my finest judgment. And I won't lie to you, not much has changed with what was mentioned on that list. Most of those games still run on my shelf, hoping one day to be given the proper chance that they deserve. But why sit here and focus on our mistakes, eh? You're a champion. You deserve some positivity in the world. Thus, I've devised a list of my best purchases here to discuss. Some of these came from money I obtained from an actual job. Some of this was money sporadically given to me by my parents or family, but it's all the same quality expenditures in my book. So please enjoy as I go down memory lane. Well, what's definitely gotta be on this list is my iPad Pro. I got this thing at the very beginning of 2024, January 4th. Prior to this, I was humbly using a 2019 iPad 7th generation that I'd gotten for my 12th birthday. This thing served me very well, but by late 2023 it was showing its use. I had bent it a decent bit to where there was a gap between the frame and the screen, and because of that there was also a stain underneath the screen. Nice, Armasu. The software was slowing down a bit, but the biggest issue above everything else was storage. I was working off only 32 gigabytes for 4 years, and that just wasn't working for me by late 2023, man. Plus, in May of that same year, they added Final Cut to Apple Silicon iPads, and that further enticed me to want to upgrade. I didn't really need to go all the way, but I figured I might as well treat myself with something that'll last, so I picked the, at the time, highest end possible option besides screen size, that being the 2022 11-inch M2 iPad Pro, and it's really good. I honestly mostly care about the storage increase, which is 4 times as much as my last iPad at 128 gigabytes, and access to Final Cut. Before then, I was using iMovie for everything, which isn't bad. You can definitely make some good stuff. My Switch video was edited only on iMovie, and I think that's pretty decent. But you can definitely just do more with Final Cut, even if I haven't learned it all yet. Besides those two things though, all the other upgrades just add up together very nicely to where I never, ever want to go back to this thing, as good as it treated me. Sorry buddy, you're retired to the closet. Jumping back a few years from that to 2020, here we have the lovely Kunai. This is actually a game I've wanted to make a video on for literally like 3 years, but just haven't gotten around to it, so I'll try not to talk too much about it here, but I really do love this title a lot. Like, everyone has their own niche little thing. This is my niche little thing, because just look at it. Kunai is just a very simple Metroidvania, nothing too crazy, but man, if something is super charming, I will love it to death, and this game fits the bill. I find the gameplay to be incredibly fun and satisfying. It only takes like 5 hours to beat, so it's very replayable, and how can you not love Tabby? Whereas sometimes you want an epic 30-hour open-world adventure, or a game that's just a total spectacle, other times, you just want Kunai, man. One day I'll give this game a video and the proper justice it deserves, but for now, I'll keep it at that. I'm gonna add the Xbox 360 on this list, not because I care about it really at all, or play its games. Honestly, I mostly care about playing Bejeweled 3 on this thing and nothing else, but I'm just shocked I got it, with all the cords, with the controller, with the batteries, and it came with a Kinect, for $75? Like, maybe I'm just not in the Xbox used marketplace enough and that's a common price, but like, that seems like such a lucky freak accident. I'll take it. Now on to something I actually care about. Look at my BFDI plushes. I've shown these guys off before, but that doesn't make them any less of a good purchase. I quite like object shows, and when Jack and Jellyfy started doing plushes of their characters, I wanted them. I do have Fiery, who is one of my favorite characters, but this is my sister's. Leafy and Woody, they're fine. I only got those two specifically because back then the selection was decently limited. Nowadays they have way more characters, including the one and only, but because I'm an idiot who spent all of his money on Popeyes, I didn't get any of them. I'm fine with waiting to get the rest though, because these really are like super quality plushies, great as collectibles, and great as simply toys. Me and my sisters used to be fiends for Beanie Boos when we were younger, and although we've unfortunately gotten rid of most of them, we still have a couple, and it's nice seeing just as fine products being produced by a YouTube channel. Plus, YouTuber merch in general will just always be cool to me because I was practically raised on this site, and this is really the only example of it that I own at the moment. Besides this, but like, I don't watch him anymore. Now, I'd be remiss to not mention the true hero of humanity, the beloved Sunspot. I go in and out of caring about Fortnite, and I've already spent plenty of money on this game, but let me tell you, this guy surpasses all of it. Look at him. I got him the day after he came out in the item shop, and he's been literally the only skin I play with since. Like, I used to be a better person and actually switch between some of my top picks, but now it's just Sunspot. He's so silly. I really don't have much else to say, just know I'm really not kidding when I claim he's one of the best purchases I've ever made. Last but not least, we have the Dawn of Christ. I absolutely adore the Rhythm Heaven series. What started as just a one-off game purchase I made in late 2021 because a friend recommended it, quickly turned into an addiction as I soon bought the next game, and the next, and before I knew it I already had the whole series, and eventually I got to play the arcade machine. Once again, this series just has such an immense amount of charm, characters who exist for only brief moments but encapsulate your heart that quickly, scenarios that make you question how someone even came up with this, and music that is overly well made and catchy for a game so silly. And that's before you even get to the actual gameplay, which is so satisfying and so well done. You get so immersed in each minigame, it doesn't feel like I'm telling the pitcher to hit the bat at the right time. I am the pitcher. And despite some minigames feeling extremely difficult, it never feels impossible. Throughout the entire series, there are rarely moments where the game feels unfair. I may get quite frustrated, but that just makes it all the more triumphant when you finally get the perfect, finally get to see what's ahead. And those moments of frustration become fond memories that I honestly wish I could relive again. Now, I don't have my original North American copy of the DS game that started my love for this franchise anymore. That's in better hands now. But mark my words, one day, in the far, far future, I will have it once more, and a physical version of the games in all the regions. I've already got Japan covered pretty well, it can't be that hard. Seriously though, like, I don't care if you emulate or buy it legitimately, just play Rhythm Heaven, you're gonna like it. There you have it. Those are amongst the best purchases I've made in the past few years. Probably some honorable mentions I could add to the list, such as a laptop I got for $99, Discord Nitro for allowing me to use this emoji anywhere, and of course, you're gonna get your day soon. I've said it before, but I'm a very spendthrift person, so really, nothing will ever be enough for my greedy little body to obtain, but it's always nice to reflect on the great things I've had the privilege to get, and I can't wait for more things to be added to the list. Always take note of the great things that you have. For me, that'll currently be this glass of wine, definitely wine. Thank you for watching. Please, take care.